And it's about that time to plan next week. So here we are, still in and still loving my Stalogy A5 planner notebook. Go ahead and get this open. And we do have last week's, or actually, yep, this week's, which I do need to fill in the rest of the weekend. And yep, finish up the spread. I haven't put in Fridays yet completely because there was a lot of things going on, as well as weather. Same thing with yesterday. Let's get back to what we were doing here, and that was planning. So I do need to fill out today's, and then of course the weekend to finish it up. Time to turn a page. Of course, we have a beautiful blank slate here. Now, if you're unfamiliar of how I set up my notebook here, what I do is a week on 4 pages actually. So when I do that is it actually takes 3 pages from the notebook, okay, and the middle page gets folded in. So that allows you to have 2 days here, 2 days here, 2 days here, 1, and then notes. Similar to how I have it here. So you see I have 2 days here, 1 there. I can fold it over. And I do that so that you can clearly see a to-do list, no matter what. So like Thursday, once Thursday's done, I flip it to Friday. You can still see that page. Once we go into Saturday, Sunday, of course, this is open. So it's a week on 3 pages. I will be using, if not all, for the whole spread, a majority of it, my DEK Designs stickers. I do the monthly subscription, and it came with 3 types of washi. So when I plan my month, okay, I try to stay within at least a color scheme, and so then when we have the washi, it helps me determine how many weeks there are going to be used up. And so that way I kind of stay in the same right number of pages. So that was week 1, week 2. We are heading into week 3. So ahead of time, I laid washi here just for a placeholder. I hadn't done it for next week yet, but for sure this week. So we have that ready. As I said, we're going to be using my DEK design stickers for the most part. It is a very purple theme, and so I might want to, I'm thinking I want to stay with that purple theme. And so I'm going to still use this kit. Okay. And it's beautiful. So if I need to fill in little extra spots, I do have a ton of purple stickers and from other either kits or books or such, that if I need to add any more embellishment aside from that, I can. But for the most part, I'm going to stick with my DEK sticker. So the first thing I like to do, of course, is set up my days. Now the nice thing is it's not always, it's purple heavy. However, there are some, such as here, a kind of a matching color or color set, a color scheme and so that there is a little bit of variety and not everything is just purple. So this week I am going to use the lighter colors. So I'm going to go ahead and stick these on. Okay, got my dates on there. Or my days. Next thing we're going to do is get dates. One thing I love about subscribing to small businesses and subscribing to their monthly kits is that they give you everything that you need pretty much for a whole month. Enough stickers so you can see going ahead and lay down the dates. And I like that it's purple because then it kind of works together with the, what kind of color is that? Like it's not a green and it's not a gray, kind of what would you call it, a sage? Let's call it that. A sage color. Oh well. 24 is a little crooked. But you know what? C'est la vie. It's okay. Rather have it just a tad bit crooked than try to lift it and rip it. All right, so we have the dates in. So another thing I like to do then is to start my to-do column into, to kind of decorate down this line. So as I said, I'm using my DEK Design stickers, and I think I want to try something, I don't know. Oops, sorry. Yes. Okay, so the bottom of this one, this looks like there is a bridge with the lavender trees. This one has a bike. And what I'm probably looking to do is to now, do I want the bike or do I want, I think I like the boat on this side. On the sticker sheet, it seemed a lot longer than it actually was. So I'm going to lay that down at the bottom here. Now the question is, do I want to use this? I think I'll save that for next week. So our next thing is right back into the little box. I've been trying to see if I can find a new planner storage system because it works. It's very neat. I have these books, but I really kind of want to find a better way, better system, maybe binders or whatever, because then I feel like I'm separating kits too much and I have to search in 2-3 different places. Oh, this one was from last year's. That one's pretty. I'm going to have to think on that. I might use that one next week. Might have used. Usually comes with 4 die cuts. I don't think I used 4, so I want to make sure. I guess I did. I'm trying to find a good spot because this is a very wide sticker. All right, we'll lay that there. And then I know I got quite a few Stormy stickers that I haven't used. Here we go. Stormy is the doll sticker, official doll sticker for DEK. And if you get one of their, if you subscribe to any of their kits, you do get a couple of stickers with every box of just the cutest little Stormy stickers. So the question is, which one do I want to use? She's so cute. Actually, they all are. I mean, obviously it's the same girl, just different skin tones. So we have that. And we have this Mayflower sticker. We have a little Stormy. I think I'm going to put her. I'm going to put her right there. Usually my Fridays aren't super busy in the morning, and so to kind of even the distribution of stickers, if you want to say, I'll put her there. Next thing we're going to do is then work on this itty bitty corner right up here, our to-do corner. Let's see if I can find. It was probably in my book. And that's correct. It's one of the reasons why I want to find a different system. And I don't know how I want to do it yet. I see different kinds. I was watching a few YouTube videos today, and there was one of my dear friends, Caitlin, who's, if you look, check out her channel, she has been uploading every day. And she was talking about how she stores her kits, and she's using a binder, an actual like disc bound binder for her kits. And I find that interesting. So might be something I look into, because I'm just not feeling the smaller books run out of pages. Sometimes they're difficult to take out. Um, all right. So, as I said, I want to put my to-do list up here. The queen of unstraight stickers. And that was worse. I need to turn it sideways. See if I can get this in any way straight. Okay, that's as good as it gets. Okay, so we have that. It's our to-do list. Next thing I want to do, there are certain lists that I want to put in here, checklists sort of. And let's see, I did see them in here. Here they are. And because this is kind of the more based sagey color, I think I'm going to use this since it incorporates that colorway in here. And then I don't even know if those boxes are long enough. Yeah, it should be long enough. It should be. Okay. kind of put a header there. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is, as you can see, I like to create a timeline. I start off at 7 a.m. and around 8 p.m. I sometimes have a few things after 8 p.m., but it's so few and far between, and something that I don't have to actually schedule in time. So these are things in the earlier day that I do. Here's like one really crazy day where I have to kind of list the times here, and then as you see towards the bottom, it kind of gets a little bit more open and a little bit more messier because it's not as set for time. It's just things I need to do. It's not based on the time. So, as I said, what I'm going to do is, what I need to do is to start with and I usually just use my Pilot G2, one of my favorite pens. I do use a .38 tip, so it's nice and almost, it's very, very thin, thin point. And I don't even know if you can see how tiny that is. And it makes just a nice clean line on here. So I'm going to start doing that. Now, if you're not familiar with the Stalogy, this is a dot grid. I don't even know if you can tell it is. It's not plain white. The dot grid is extremely faint, which is a good thing. But, and I don't even know if you can see it, maybe, but it's got a very faint dot grid marking in here. And so, because it's also so faint, sometimes it's hard to see and keep in line of the squares. So I do use a ruler to put my times in and then make sure I'm still staying within the lines. So this does take a little bit of time, and so I am going to speed up the video so that you don't need to just watch me put times on the sheet. All right, here we go. All right, so I did complete one page of this. As you see, it's a little bit of a slow process. And so, actually, since you saw how that process is done, I'll be back in just a moment with the rest of the times put in for the other days. All right, be back in a moment. Okay, we're back. And so I went ahead and did the process of putting all the times in for each day. I realized I put it in Saturday, but you know what? That's no big deal. Sunday, that's usually just open. So we got that part done. So now at this point, it's time just to really kind of add more embellishments and pretty things to the planner. Functionally, it's almost set. So I'm going to start off with a checklist, and this is my makeshift mini washi holder. And what I want to do is use this checklist, check boxes, See if I can get that off. Use more of a tighter tweezer. There we go. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and lay that down. All right, so we have our checklist done. And so, like I said, only the functionality is done. Sorry, all that noise from the other set of tweezer. Put this up here. So now it's time to kind of make it pretty. I did rip out all the pages from this particular month sticker kit. There's actually quite a bit. So instead of me fighting pages, I went ahead and took them out so it was easier to cull through. Again, this is the May subkit for DEK Designs. And all this and then some. You also get 3 rolls of washi. Like I said, Stormy stickers. And then there's some other date stickers. And just there's a lot in this kit. And it's really economical. I never go through all of them in 1 month. But yeah, so let's make sure what we can add. Because at this point, we're going to really add things. What I might want to do first is I'll take care of hold on here. Let's do this. Before I put stickers down, I should lay out the week so I know what room I have to available to me. And the way that I do that is, of course, I highlight. Now, these are Bible stickers, or what? I'm sorry, Bible markers that I got off of Amazon, and I really love using these rather than say like a Tombow highlighter or anything like that. And the main reason is because they are Bible sticker or Bible markers. I don't like to keep calling them stickers, but they're Bible markers. And what that is if you're familiar with the Bible, the pages are very, very thin. And so these don't bleed through because they are made for pages of the Bible, which we know are very thin. A Stalogy is a very, very thin paper, which I love. I love the thinner ones. I'm not too keen on the super thick ones. I used to be a happy planner. I had used Go Getter Girl, Erin Condren, and the paper is a little too thick for my liking. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just a little too thick for my liking. I do prefer the thinner sheets, and aside from the fact that I put stickers all on it adds on to the thickness anyway. So that's where these markers come into play. I can use them and I can mark them and not worry about bleed through. So the other thing is I do have on here, which is a tip for everyone, is I could use a legend here because a lot of times when you put a color of the marker, you really don't know what the output of ink is going to really be. And so what I did was I numbered, you can see them, I numbered the markers 1 through 12, and then I also put what color they were. So then when I'm doing a spread, I can match and find maybe like a a matching color of some sort or something that blends well with it to add some contrast, and I have the right color instead of guessing. So because we're using this sagey green, for sure, I think I want to use this one. Now this planner is my everything planner, so I want to be able to put work, personal, and then family. And I mean personal for me personally, but then I also have like things for my son or my husband in here. And so I like to color coordinate it. So we have that. Maybe we definitely could do a purple because we know that's going to match. And then I kind of like this color right here because I don't feel that will clash too much. Now that's this one. So let's do that. Here's an example where the color of the pen doesn't correspond with the ink. That's number 3, and that's like a full-out orange. So you can see the sky blue is a little different too. That's why a legend is always good when you have a set of markers. So we're going to put that aside, and we know we're going to use these 3 colors. Again, I like to use my trusty ruler because I am the queen of all things crooked. All right. So off to the side here, something that you're not going to see is I'm going to actually bring up my work calendar for next week. And because I know that I have certain things to do. So my work calendar at most is I'm going to have the most color to it. So I think I'm going to make that one green. This one could be my family, and then this one could be, actually I should do this family and then me. All right. So with those set aside, I'm going to start off with my work because it takes up the most space out of everything. And I need to move this right off here to the side. Okay. So looking at my calendar, I know I have a 10:30. And when I say this is my work color, I'm not putting gotta work. I mean, I'm literally putting meetings, and that's why I was trying to use the corresponding color to match, because you will see there are quite a few things that I have for work. So that's Monday. I like to call Tuesday Hell Day. Oh, geez. I just noticed that I have actually And this is why I do like to fill things out. And I gotta actually write in this because I'll forget why I put a box there. Okay. You might be wondering, why in the world do I have a 9 o'clock meeting? I do have a 9 o'clock meeting at night. I manage a team at an IT company. We run 24/7. And so my team does work 24/7, and I do have them that do an overnight shift. So in order for me to have meetings with them, I have to do them after hours. Crazy, but that's my life. So we're back to the rest of the, and then turn around and have to come in early in the next day. On Wednesday is not going to be horrifying. And I seem to have, oh, there it is. I almost misplaced my marker. What are we on Wednesday? And I do use the ruler because, see, like here, I might have back-to-backs, and then want to make sure that you know, they're separated. Otherwise, it just looks like one big blob. So that's why I definitely like to use a ruler when I'm marking or making my, what? Okay, so we have that, and then we have Thursday. What in the world is this meeting? Oh. And these are like just the weekly things, or for the most part, the weekly things are something that was an event or something planned way ahead of time. It doesn't. Oh, now who did that on me? Seriously? So I just ran into an issue where I'm going to have to be in 2 places at one time. So both of these meetings, I don't even know how I want to do this. I think I'll put it up there. And of course, I have to mark this one out too. So I have 2 things scheduled for 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. It gets a little. You wonder how that's happened. It happens, and how I do that. Be in 2 places at once. It's usually I will join one. One where it's like a status meeting and I don't have to be on it, so I don't necessarily have to be on camera, so I kind of go off to the side, and then the one I have to do is on another screen. Or actually, I join the one that I really don't have to be on, but I don't have anything to present, let's just say. So So I do that one off my phone and I go on my computer for the other one that I have to be on. And that way I could be in 2 places at once. Meeting secrets. Oh, another nighttime meeting. Someone loves me. Not. Oh, well, look at that. I have no Friday meetings. Okay, so that takes care of that. Now, the second thing I have is my husband and my son. And so a double booking again. But this isn't so much necessarily a double book. I don't have to do it. It's just a reminder that my son starts at, not so much a reminder, but my son starts his work at 2 o'clock. And I have a meeting at that point. What meeting do I have? I already don't even know. Oh, that's just a customer visit. So, okay. And then he works until, this week it almost feels like I have to put a 9 o'clock. I like to just stay at 8, but if you notice, both 9 o'clock on Monday and Tuesday seem to be a thing. Oh, Queen of Crooked. See? Queen of Crooked. And he doesn't have a schedule for the rest of the week. That's always a joy. Now, my husband, I know for a fact, we have this on Wednesday. For me, I know I have two things that are on my little agenda on Monday. Okay. So for the right now, for what I know, I'm color blocked for the week. Now, a few things that I do want to that I have to get reminded on. This is where we're gonna put in more boxes. Now, as I'm adding more decorative boxes here, I'll start writing in things. So what I'm going to do is fast forward through all this while I fill this in so it's not so boring. So I'll go ahead and get that done, and then okay, so we got most of our required things in their times. As you can tell, it's going to be kind of a busy week. Now, the reason why I did this all first before doing that, I want to know how much space I have to decorate. We always need that space to decorate. I don't want to cover up important areas while I still leave room to add things. Okay, so now that we've got that done, can put the pens down. Now we can have a little fun with stickers. So again, we bring out our stickers. A lot of times I think we'll be good with that. So I'm going to separate these just a tad bit so that I know what I'm working with. What I mean that is like kind of do the embellishment stickers in one, boxes in another, but then I have all these pretty boxes to fit in. Here's another, I could put that there, that there. It just kind of makes it easier to figure out what you want to do and grab at things if needed. Okay, now the one thing I was going to avoid using this because I thought I only had one of these stickers left, but I actually have a whole bunch more. And I could have used the smaller ones where I overlap, but you know what? C'est la vie. It is what it is. Now, I also want to be mindful. These are great things about DEK Design stickers. On a couple sheets, there's actually a 2-box seam. So I really don't want to separate these because they kind of go together. But you have these other ones. Now, I probably wouldn't want to use it anyway because it kind of matches this, and that would be kind of a double, which doesn't go together. So we have space for stuff. I'm going to do this. I know for a fact I'm going to be in the office at that point, so I'm going to take one of these and fill that there. Here's what I was talking about in the larger stickers. It's like kind of a bike seam. I'm kind of going with an outside look, so I I want to see if I can kind of stay in that. I do love using a notebook like this because and one of the reasons why I also kind of turned away from the Happy Planner and EC and my Go Getter one um, was number one, being able to use the stickers. So my Go Getter one was more of a dashboard layout, so I only had one little square on top, which I thought was really great that I had all the space on the side, but that I really, really miss decorating. Um, my Happy Planner and EC, you could get different layouts, obviously, but the most common one was the 3 box, the side down. And after a while, I wasn't feeling it. It felt like it was almost too many stickers, or I never had enough room to write. And so I felt kind of constricted in both those other style planners. Same thing with the EC. For my personal taste, I just felt restricted to not be able to just put a sticker where I wanted it to go or write as much as I wanted to. So going to a notebook was actually a blessing in disguise because I get both a little bit of both worlds. Now that isn't for everyone because it does take a while to set up every week, versus I already have everything put down and laid out. You could even have an hourly already laid out. But that's not me, and I have enjoyed doing this actually since last year. So this is the second Stalogy I've been in. I've been in this this particular one. I think I could finish off the year because I didn't realize how many pages were in it. When I started, I thought I was just going to end at June. I think I can go through the whole year in this one in this one book, which I would be really happy about, to put a whole year in one book. I do want to leave an empty spot right here. I was going to put that there, which would look really cute. But if I had to write something, I wouldn't have enough room there. So I'm going to leave that just in case I need to put something. These are so, so pretty. So I have a dark girl there, so I'm going to put a light skinned girl there. See what I mean by the placement? I could have just put her here because that was just an empty space, but because I have room and everything's written out to here, I'm able to lay a sticker pretty much wherever I darn wanted to. And this has cute little butterflies, and so I can kind of lay them out in random places. This Monday. Ooh, I thought that came out in a, it actually comes out in one big strip. Is it this side that only comes off? Well, that's unusual. This one, that's crazy. I thought it was smaller boxes like this, but I guess it's a long strip, so all right, don't want to use that because that's too much. How about here? We could be a little different. Let's use a scalloped. We do have a Stormy sticker there. Habit tracker sticker. I have one here. I also need I remember what I was going to put here. I really need to start marking down steps and such during the week. This one, it's water. I love coffee sundaes. I usually have 20,000 errands to run on a Saturday, and Sunday just seems to be the day to relax and spend time with family and such. Or play with my planner. Pick one. You know, I'm not going to lie. Say, oh no, I don't play with my planner on any other time. So yeah, I think for the most part, we're kind of filled out for the week. We have a majority of things filled in, and what happens is every day when I check it, I go in and excuse me, I go in and I fill in as I go along. One of the tricks I like to do is to mix the type of writing so it's not exactly the same. It adds a little flair to each page, a little bit of personality. In this case, like I use this super dark checklist. So I actually used a white ink pen on here, which I'll probably talk about in another video because I'll do a flip through and explain what I have once I have the whole spread completed. But yeah, other than that, what I have to do left is just list in my to-dos for the week that doesn't really have a time slot for, that I just need to do. And yeah, I think that should keep us up for now, which I did forget. this. Again, these are things that my son needs to do, considering that today, and I'm sorry, I thought I was completely done, but I guess I lied. No, it's just this one last thing. And I meant to do this, but I didn't. And I do have a sticker for that. But for garbage day, prep trash and then garbage day. I should be getting a new kit from DEK next week. I did get a delivery notification for that. And so hopefully that should come next week and we'll be able to show that new one off. And so, yeah, this is it for the week of the 19th through the 25th. If you enjoyed this plan with me, please be sure to like this video and also subscribe. I try to upload videos once in a while, but if you really want to see most of my spreads and things like that a little more active or at least more consistent over on Instagram at the same handle under Kimmy Plans, go ahead and follow me there as well. And that's all I have. So everyone have a wonderful day. Bye.